Hello, we're going to make a video, and in this video we're going to get a glimpse of how we can determine that an NVIDIA GPU card is installed on SHA03, which card we will be using, and verify that the GPU card is communicating with the operating system with the Compute Unified Device Architecture, otherwise known as CUDA, NVIDIA CUDA, and some simple ways to monitor what is happening on the GPU from the command line. Okay, and so I've got a terminal. I've logged into SHA03, and I've logged in with I've logged in so that I can tunnel X back to my local device. And let me just check real quick that that's going to work. Let me get focus on the screen, and I'll type in a command that should bring back. Okay, gedit, that's kind of like a notepad editor that's on Linux. So if I type gedit, hopefully I'll get a notepad editor back to my screen. And we'll give it a second here. And there's the notepad editor, gedit. It's not notepad, it's called gedit. Okay, so I'll just click the, I click that, okay. So that lets you open the files. I'll just click the little X up here to close it. Okay, so we can tunnel X back should we want to do that. First thing we're going to do is let's go ahead and check and see if the card is connected to the computer. And typically video cards connect through something called the peripheral interconnection bus, or peripheral component interconnection bus, known as PCI. So we'll type LSPCI. Okay, and let's see if we can find NVIDIA here. I'll just scroll up through. These are all the things that are connected to the PCI bus. And I see the word NVIDIA. So it says that we have a NVIDIA card. It says Quadro RTX 4000, which is a currently supported NVIDIA card. And so good, we do have an NVIDIA card here. Okay. Now, one of the ways that we can monitor what's happening on the NVIDIA card, let me just clear this. One of the ways that we can monitor what's happening on the NVIDIA card is there's an NVIDIA System Management Interface command, NVIDIA -SMI, System Management Interface. And what this does, and let me just stretch this a little bit. Okay, so what this does is this takes a look, and this is good. This shows that this is actually, the card is actually communicating with the operating system. And here it gives, like, what the fan, what the percentage is that it's running at. It gives the temperature, and over a little bit further it says this is the maximum watts that the car might draw, 125 watts, and currently it's drawing 9 watts. And then next to that there's some information on total memory is 8 gig, and right now it's drawing 9 megabytes of memory. Okay. Now, you may run some processes, and processes would appear down here on the bottom of the of this little report. And since you're maybe wanting to run some processes, so you might want to monitor what's going on. Here, let me type the ls command to show my directories. So those are my current directories that I have. So if I type NVIDIA -SMI sha03, what will happen is every 3 seconds it will refresh and do another look at or snapshot out there at the machine. Okay, and it'll keep doing that until I cancel the command. So I'm going to hold down Control and hit C, and I'm just going to cancel out of that. Now, what you can do is you can scroll back and you can look at everything. That might not be extremely convenient. Say you want to run a job and you want to monitor what's happening, and then be able to go back and look at it. What you can do is you can type NVidia -L. We'll stick it 3 seconds. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to send that output to another command. That's the pipe command. That's a straight up and down line on your keyboard. And then there's a command called T. And then what we type next is going to be the file that's going to be created. So the output's going to be piped to this T command. It will still come to the screen, but it will also go out to a file. So we'll call it NVidia. This will be the file name, -SMI -output. I'm making this up as I go along. This name, .dat for data. Okay. So we'll go ahead and hit this. And I didn't type the command correctly. NVidia -SMI. There we go. We'll go ahead and type this. So we'll just let this run for a number of times. And then again, we'll hit that Control C like we did before to kill it. Okay. And again, you could scroll back. Now, if you remember, we used that gedit command to test whether the graphics worked. Normally, I would, well, first let me do this. I'll go ahead and I'll type ls. And you can see the file we created there, NVidia -SMI -output.dat. I would normally just type in VI or Vim, I guess, NVidia -SMI output.dat. And then I would look at it this way using this text editor, VI. So this text editor does have a learning curve. You're more than welcome to use it. A simpler thing might be to use the notepad type of editor, and that would be gedit. And then we can put that file name. And this should automatically open that file in a graphics mode. Okay. And here it comes up. This is the notepad type of editor. And you can scroll through here, and so every 3 seconds it took a snapshot. And if you're running jobs, you can monitor and see how this changes. Okay. Now there are some other ways to run the NVidia -SMI command, and they'll give you a different type of output. Let me see. I'm going to copy and paste a command in here that I have. Okay, so what this command will do, this will run the NVidia SMI command, and instead of making that nice report, this will put the data out in a comma separated file, and we'll go ahead and it's called a CSV file. You can actually upload this into databases if you want, like Access or LibreOffice database. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and hit enter here. And this just gives us a one shot. This isn't cycling every few seconds. So what this would do is this will give us a timestamp on the front. It tells us what card we're looking at. And then the next thing will give us the temperature. And then what's the next thing? The utilization of the GPU. There's nothing running on it. And then this gives us the memory, total memory, and this gives us the amount of memory being used. This gives us the amount of wattage currently being drawn, and then the total wattage is next. Okay. Now what we can do is we can run this command again, and when we run it again, we can, if you remember, we put in a -L, and then the number of seconds we wanted it to redo the snapshot. So we can go ahead and hit enter here, and every 3 seconds it's going to give us another snapshot of what's going on. Okay, and you can over here on the right hand side, you can see the wattage changed. For some reason it went up to 10.34 watts, and then it's dropped down back around 9.68. So, and again on this, if we hit Control C, that'll stop the command. So again, if we bring that same command up, I'm just hitting the up arrow to get the last command that I ran. And here, if I do the pipe sign, and I pipe that data to T, the Linux T command, and then I type a file name, NVidia-SMI-format.dat for data. And if I hit enter, this will go ahead and it will, every few seconds, as it did before, it will go ahead and take a snapshot and write out that common separated file. Okay, we'll let it run a few times. And then we'll hit Control C to stop this. Oop, yep, there we go. Okay, and if I type ls, you can see we have that new file, NVIDIA-SMI-CSV. And if I type gedit, NVIDIA-SMI-CSV-format.dat, if I hit enter, and we'll give this a second to come back. Okay, there you can see the results coming back from monitoring that GPU card. Okay, so there's a few ways to monitor the GPU card, and that's a quick introduction in doing so. I hope this was helpful, and thanks for listening.